Hello everyone. Today we have a very special story to share with you all about a recent press statement from the Department of Defense. We actually have a representative of the DoD on our show right now. Everyone say hi to Mrs. Quinson.
Hi, Mrs. Quinson.
She's been working at the DoD for almost 20 years now, and Mrs. Quinson actually spearheaded the shift to digital in our country's nuclear silos. Now tell me, Mrs. Quinson, what was that like?
Now, I can't go into details for obvious reasons, but I can absolutely give you some idea of what it was like. As is common knowledge, the United States has about 2,500 nuclear silos around the country, some more recent than others. My team, as well as multiple others, had to go around the country and remove almost every single part of the security system from the silos and carefully rewire each and every part to work just as before. This was a lot easier in some silos than others, as the more modern ones already had a fair bit of digital components inside.
That's incredible. Every single silo, that must have taken forever.
That it did. For my team, it took about 3 months per silo to redo everything.
That is absolutely fascinating. Are you able to reveal any information about what type of security systems you all put in?
Unfortunately not, John. That is highly classified.
Fair enough. This is our nuclear security after all. Probably best if it doesn't get out.
Okay, reading over the list of things that says what I am and am not allowed to tell you, it says I am able to tell you the name of the supplier we used, so I hope that'll do to answer your question.
Well, that would be perfect.
We got all of our security devices for retrofitting the silos from Inotech.
Hasn't Inotech had issues with security breaches in their military supplies before?
Yes, they have, most notably in 2028 with the cyber attack in British Columbia above Washington during the US-Canada annexation war.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they had a massive issue during the Freedom War, which led to the US getting half the land it would have gotten. Big loss there. Are there any security concerns with these Inotech security products, especially with their home security ecosystem being hacked last year? Suspicion must be high in the Pentagon.
It most certainly is. Prior to installing them in the silos, we ran a 2-week test where the best hackers in the military tried to hack into a mock nuclear silo, and they couldn't hack it. So the Pentagon decided to go ahead with the contract. Besides, this is the government we're talking about. They've worked with Inotech for years. The paperwork to change contracts is too much for them to consider doing it for the foreseeable future.
That is true. Well, thank you so much for coming all the way up here to New York for this interview.
Yeah, of course. I love doing stuff like this. Gets me out of the office.
Might I suggest some New York pizza while you're here? Best pizza in the world.
Ha, maybe. Well, thank you so much for having me. I should probably get going.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Have a great day.
You too.
You requested a call with me?
Yes, I did. I'd like to discuss a large issue that is occurring with our communication systems. We've lost our ability to communicate with and control a large chunk of our military assets.
Do we have an exact number?
No, but our teams estimate that around 40% of our assets are uncontrollable.
What about our nuclear silos? Are they still controllable?
Yes, we still have the ability to control all of our nuclear silos.
At least we still have that. Do you think this was caused by a cyber attack or something more mundane?
We believe it is a cyber attack, similar to what happened during the US-Canada War of 2028.
Well, that's just great. Now that I'm the proud owner of 2 cyber attacks while in office. Just lovely.
Calm down, Madam President. The good news is that, as previously stated, we still have all nuclear assets online, and our teams estimate that we'll be back to full operation within a week. Besides, the public doesn't know yet.
At least there's that. Do you have anything else to add?
No, ma'am.
Then this call is over.
Hello everyone. I'm your host Michael Tanner, coming on for one last time before I retire. And I have some breaking news for everyone listening today. An anonymous source has informed us that the military has rapidly lost control of its assets over the last few days. According to them, around 40% of all of our country's military assets are no longer controllable. This could pose a very big threat to national security, depending on what's been compromised. As far as I know, we are one of, if not the only news company with this information. So this is an exclusive story we have here. The anonymous informant wrote into us at our office. If any listeners out there have any more information on this, we highly encourage you write into us at 409 Northeast 37th Street, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73105, or call in at 405-306-0795. Any information you all have on this story or similar stories is greatly appreciated.
Hello everyone, this is Alex Hampman, the new host of WITC Radio, taking over from Michael Tanner, who hosted the show since 1988. Great guy. Anyways, we have a reporter live at the press conference in Washington, D.C., where the president is about to address the nation about the lapse in security with our military. Tell me, William, do you think that our expose yesterday is part of the reason for this press conference?
Well, I certainly think that's a big reason for the press conference. From what I heard, all the major news companies picked up on the story after we covered it, and the story has spread around the country like wildfire. Many people are calling it a repeat of the Freedom War.
Well, it does seem that way with how it's going.
Oh, here comes the president now.
Hello, America. As you might have heard yesterday, the Department of Defense has had a temporary breach in security. I must emphasize that no critical system has been compromised, and our country still has its full nuclear arsenal online.
What do you think caused this issue?
We're currently unsure, but our team of experts believe it is a cyber attack of some kind.
Who do you think conducted the cyber attack?
No comment.
Do you think this has anything to do with the extensive use of Inotech security products within the U.S. military?
No comment.
Could you give us an example of what systems are compromised?
Currently, we believe that only low-level communications have been impacted. This would be things such as radios or internal-external phone line connections.
How long do you think this outage will last?
No comment.
The president has expressed that they have no further desire to answer questions. This concludes this press conference.
Well, that wasn't very helpful.
Well, they have to protect military secrets, I guess.
They seem even more uptight than normal, though. We'll just have to see, I guess. What else are we gonna do? Break into the military?
Yeah, we can't do that. Probably illegal.
Good point. Anyhow, while we transition into our next big story, we're gonna go on ad break.
Hello, Mr. Swanson.
Hello, Madam President.
What would you like to discuss with me?
I'll be straight to the point. We currently have lost all communication and control over our nuclear silos. We still have access to our nuclear submarines, however.
We've what? You're telling me that you and your team of elite hackers didn't just not get our compromised systems back online, but you lost access to more systems? And not just that, but our nuclear silos?
I know it sounds bad, but...
No, Swanson. There is no but anything in this scenario. Your team lost access to our nuclear silos. You're fired. Now get off this line right now, because you are now a civilian, and civilians do not have a direct line to the president.
Hello everyone, this is John Huffman, and I have breaking news to share with you. Following President Humphrey's announcement of the United States military being firmly under the grasp of a cyber attack, the stock price of almost all security companies around the country plummeted.
Hello New York City, I have an announcement to make. I am the poison attacker group responsible for the recent hijacking of the United States Department of Defense. The United States is a broken country, filled with capitalist pigs trying to squeeze every penny from the working class. We will not stand for this. However, there is no way to fix this while keeping society intact. Therefore, our group of hackers have infiltrated the poor security of the military. The military has done all attempts to regain control fail, as we control the very no-tech computers they are using to try and stop us. We have gained control of the United States nuclear silo memo 4 hours ago. All 2,647 nuclear silos in the United States are under our control. We will detonate 2,597 of the nuclear warheads in their silos, and the other 50 will be launched at the top 25 civilian areas in population around the United States. We will destroy the US, so it can build back better. You have 119 hours to prepare. Run for the field.
We are going on ad break now. I do not care about the advertising schedule. That does not account for broadcast hijackings. Hello everyone. As I'm sure you're aware, all radio stations in New York, including ours, had their frequencies overridden by an unknown hijacker 30 minutes ago. Their motive was clear. The US is filled with capitalist pigs, and we are going to do something about it. Personally, I don't disagree with them. Unfortunately, I have bad news for everyone. We're the most populated city in the country, so unless the US somehow manages to get its systems back online, I hope you all have a fallout shelter. If they're distributing the nukes evenly, 2 of them are going to hit our city. But I doubt they are, as New York is larger and more important than sites like Tucson. Personally, I think more nukes are going to be launched at New York, Washington, D.C., L.A., Chicago, all the big places. So if I were you, I would get just as far away from the city as you can, because they were kind enough to have given us enough time to evacuate.
This message is being transmitted at the request of the Department of Defense and Federal Emergency Management Agency. The United States Department of Defense has lost control of 2,647 nuclear silos in various locations around the country. 2,597 nuclear missiles will detonate within their silos. The remaining 50 nuclear missiles are going to launch at the 25 most populated civilian areas within the United States. The United States Federal Emergency Management Agency has set up evacuation procedures within all affected cities. You can visit www.fema.gov in order to see evacuation procedures, routes, and if you are in an affected area. These missiles will detonate in approximately 119 hours. If you are unable to evacuate yourself, all public transportation is currently evacuating citizens to the nearest safe location. More information on this ongoing scenario will be provided as it becomes available.
Hello everyone. I have some big news for everyone here today. Widespread riots have broken out across the entire US, with streets flooded with thousands of people in cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C., as well as here in Oklahoma City. The protests are especially violent in Washington, D.C., with an estimated 100 casualties due to both the police and rioters. It's rumored that the protesters are planning to storm multiple government buildings, similar to the 2021 Capitol attack. It's unknown when or if this will occur. Until then, the 7:30 p.m. curfew is still in place for Oklahoma City and its surroundings.
This message is being transmitted at the request of civil authorities. A civil emergency message has been issued for Oklahoma City. Severe rioting is occurring in downtown Oklahoma City. This can pose a significant threat of loss of life and property destruction. Due to this, it is highly recommended all individuals shelter in place. To shelter in place, go inside and take any pets with you. Close and lock all windows and doors. Go to an internal room without windows if possible. Wait for an all clear. All individuals found to have participated in the riots will be arrested.
It's been 5 days since the hacking incident happened, and the government still has not released anything new about it. I don't know about you, but I think they're hiding something. I'm not normally one for conspiracies, but I have a feeling the government is either working with these hackers or not.
This message is being transmitted at the request of the Department of Defense. The United States Department of Defense has managed to gain access to a small number of its assets. The military now has the ability to control a small number of anti-missile armaments. These anti-missile armaments will be used in order to prevent intercontinental ballistic missiles from impacting civilian areas around the U.S.
Hello everyone. We are getting down to the wire here with these nuclear threats, and so we are going to transition from our station broadcasting antenna to our mobile radio van. How long until the switch?
It's all set up. We're ready to go when you are.
Oh, you're already ready? Alright listeners, we will be switching to our mobile broadcasting truck in just a second. Alright everyone, we are now broadcasting from our mobile radio van as we move to a safe distance from the city. Due to the fact that this is a really loud van, we'll be playing music until we reach our destination after about 8 minutes of breaking traffic laws on the empty highways. Hope you all like spooky, scary skeletons. Alright, we're back. Hello again to everyone still in broadcasting distance. We are currently...
This is a national emergency message. This station has interrupted its programming at the request of the White House. The United States is currently experiencing a nuclear emergency. 2,647 nuclear silos are currently beginning an automatic launch and detonation sequence. The 25 most populated civilian areas are going to be targeted. If you are in the center of the country, you have approximately 10 minutes before nuclear missiles reach your location. If you are in the east of the country, you have approximately 15 minutes before nuclear missiles reach your location. If you are in the west of the country, you have approximately 8 minutes before nuclear missiles reach your location. The United States military will attempt to intercept and destroy as many missiles as possible before impact. The President will now speak. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait.
Hello, America. I am disheartened in both our Department of Defense and a group of hackers which hacked into the DoD. Due to the military's inability to properly defend against cyber attacks, our critical systems were breached, leading to this unfortunate scenario. I hope that what limited systems we have regained control of can defend against the nuclear weapons sailing towards our population centers as I speak. When worst comes to pass, we will rebuild stronger, and we will rebuild better. God bless America.
The President has now spoken. A list showing how many missiles are currently on track to impact each city will be displayed. This list will update every time a missile is destroyed. Take cover now. Seek shelter inside a substantial shelter on the lowest floor. Lay down flat and cover your head and neck with your hands. Keep your head against a wall and keep your mouth open until the shockwave passes. After detonation, stay inside your shelter until the all clear has been given. These instructions will repeat every 2 minutes until signal is lost. There is 1 minute until missiles impact the western United States. 1 missile was shot down. 13 missiles are still going to impact. 3 missiles in Los Angeles, 3 missiles in Phoenix, 2 missiles in San Diego, 1 missile in Seattle, 2 missiles in San Jose, 1 missile in Las Vegas, 1 missile in Tucson. Take cover now. Seek shelter inside a substantial shelter on the lowest floor. Lay down flat and cover your head and neck with your hands. Keep your head against a wall. There is 1 minute until missiles impact the central United States. 4 missiles were shot down. 11 missiles are still going to impact. 2 missiles in Houston, 1 missile in San Antonio, 1 missile in Dallas, 2 missiles in Fort Worth, 2 missiles in Austin, 1 missile in Oklahoma City, 1 missile in Denver, 1 missile in El Paso. Take cover now. Seek shelter inside a substantial shelter on the lowest floor. Lay down flat and cover your head and neck with your hands. Keep your head against a wall and keep your mouth open until the shock. There is 1 minute until missiles impact the eastern United States. 10 missiles were shot down. 8 missiles are still going to impact. 2 missiles in New York City, 2 missiles in Chicago, 0 missiles in Philadelphia, 0 missiles in Jacksonville, 1 missile in Charlotte, 1 missile in Columbus, 1 missile in Indianapolis, 1 missile in Washington, 0 missiles in Nashville, 0 missiles in Louisville. Take cover now. Seek shelter inside a substantial shelter on the lowest floor. Lay down flat and cover your head and neck with your hands. Keep your head against a wall and keep your mouth open until the shockwave passes. After detonation, stay inside your shelter until
Hello? Can you all hear us? Okay, good. We just unplugged our EAS transmitter because it was just outputting a 1 kHz tone. Everyone here at WITC is okay, as we went well outside the city and are currently sitting on I-35 near Midwest City. We unfortunately didn't go far enough to escape the EMP, so all of our electrical equipment is a bit damaged. Due to there not really being a whole lot of power outlets right now, we are running our equipment on battery power, so we can't broadcast for very long. Until then, we're going to try and venture as far as we can towards Oklahoma City. We let you all what we see. To try and not become irradiated, we're going to stay in the van with all of the windows rolled up, because there will most likely be fires. Our staff members more sensitive to smoke and soot will stay here. Could you start the van so we can go and, go back in and do a damage report?
You don't think I'm trying? I'm holding down the ignition button. Nothing is happening. It's not even trying to start. Almost as though this car wasn't built to withstand the effects of a nuclear bomb, Alex.
Alright, sorry. We'll make do with it. I've just been told that the broadcasting ban will not even try to start, probably due to the EMP. So we are going to go take WTC radio off the air. We're going to play the national anthem one last time as we slowly power down our antenna. God bless America.